In this video, I'm going to rank every Chapter 6 pistol from worst to best. This is every pistol that was brand new and introduced in Chapter 6 of Fortnite. Chapter 6 has 100% been the chapter of pistols, introducing 13 brand new pistols to Fortnite, and today, it's time to rank them all. If you do go on to enjoy this video, consider using code TYFRYZ in the Fortnite item shop, as always, and let's get into this ranking video. This is one of the hardest lists I've had to make in a while. At number 13, in dead last place, is the Blade Blaster from Chapter 6, Season 4. I think it kind of goes not talked about that this pistol is actually really bad. And in fact, it doesn't get talked about because a lot of people don't even know that this pistol ever existed. I tell this story all the time, but I literally made a tweet that now has like 60,000 views. And it's just like, you know, remember when the Blade Blaster was in the game and all the comments are, when was this weapon ever in Fortnite? Like, I literally played all of Chapter 6, Season 4, and I don't remember this being in the game. Just forgotten about. It's just not a good pistol. More players, rightly so, were more concerned with Megazord than they were with obtaining the Blade Blaster, and yeah, this weapon is just not good. At number 12 is the Mythic Suppress Pistol, another weapon that a lot of people don't actually know ever existed in Chapter 6. It did in those early seasons of Chapter 6. The Suppress Pistol is now one of the few items in Fortnite history that can actually be found in every single rarity that's common all the way up through Exotic and Mythic. The Mythic Suppress Pistol actually has some of the highest DPS for any pistol in Fortnite history. Unfortunately, that magazine size really lets it down, and if you think back to seasons like Chapter 6 Season 2 with loopholes that were absolutely stacked, were you going to really take this weapon? No, not really, but it can be a solid option if, you know, it's the only thing you can find. At number 11 are the Westar 34 Blaster pistols from Galactic Battle. These are two pistols, or I guess technically one, but obviously you dual wield them, that I have not heard a peep about since Galactic Battle happened, and you probably won't continue to hear anything about these pistols until they come back. And when's the next time we're going to have anything Star Wars in Fortnite, right? I don't know. It could be a while. These pistols are certainly better than some other dual wields we've seen in the past, like let's say Deadpool's dual wield hand cannons, but they're not as good as the regular dual wield pistols in my opinion. Obviously, being a Star Wars weapon in Galactic Battle, these weapons have infinite ammo, which is a huge benefit. Everything about this weapon is just kind of okay. Nothing sticks out to you as being like stellar, and nothing's like, oh, it's so bad that I don't want to pick it up. They're just kind of okay, and I think that's why they are where they are on this list. At number 10 is the Unstable Voltage Burst Pistol from Chapter 6 Season 3. This is the exotic version of the Hyperburst, and as you guys know, you haven't heard me say the Hyperburst yet, so that means I think that this exotic version is actually worse than just the base version. Now, partially, some of that is because the base version of the Hyperburst got some huge buffs going into Chapter 6 Season 4 that its exotic version wasn't able to get, but also the exotic version shooting shockwave grenades and making the opponent just bounce all over the place actually, I feel like, made it harder to track somebody and stay on target. Yeah, sure, you can use it as mobility sometimes, and yeah, it was super fun to use when it was bugged. Obviously, it wasn't functioning like it was intended to. Like I said, I would rather just be able to stay locked on to somebody rather than hit them with a shockwave grenade and then they go flying to the right, then him with another shockwave grenade, they go flying to the left. It's just like, I don't really want that. At number 9 is the DL44 Blaster Pistol, another pistol from Galactic Battle, and one that I have been very, very high on, but the fact that it's at number 9 today, guys, goes to show how good these Chapter 6 pistols have been, especially the ones that we've gotten in the later half of Chapter 6, specifically Season 4 and the Simpsons season. We'll talk about those when we get there. This is a pistol that I think just does everything right. It's incredibly accurate. It sounds amazing. It's basically just a slightly better Monarch pistol for me. You get infinite ammo. The only problem is these kind of slower firing, heavy hitting pistols have been done better throughout Chapter 6, better than the DL44. It's not that it's necessarily this weapon's fault, it's just been outdone. At number 8 is going to be the Hyperburst Pistol. So what a weird change of events for this weapon, right? It's just the pistol that's just in the game so that the devs can say, all right, we've got a pistol, let's move on to the next weapon category. And slowly but surely, this weapon received a ton of buffs. Slowly but surely, this weapon started to become pretty good. They increased the structure damage, they increased the burst fire rate, they increased the magazine size from 18 to 21 and then to 24. They increased the burst fire rate again, and then after all these buffs, this weapon started to become really, really good. It actually became kind of like a pocket burst AR. It's incredibly accurate, and the amount of people that I've heard tell me the Hyperburst pistol is underrated, at first I disagree with you guys, but now this thing puts out some serious damage, and yes, this pistol I will classify as officially being an underrated weapon. It can actually be really, really good. At number 7 is the Lawless Explosive Mammoth Pistol, of course, introduced with with the big exotic Lawless update in Chapter 6 Season 2. And this is another case of an exotic weapon, in my opinion, just being worse than its base version. I'm biased, but I just do not like weapons besides snipers that shoot projectiles, and I guess launchers to an extent. Yes, you do get the added bonus of being able to hit players behind cover, let's say, without actually direct impacting them because you get explosive damage. You get great damage to cars here. I just feel like there's so many times where I found myself shooting this weapon. I'm like, you know, how did this weapon not hit him? Someone will be flying through the air with a rocket drill, and I'm like, okay, if I had a regular mammoth pistol, I guarantee you the shot would have hit. But since it shoots projectiles, I had to, you know, leave my shot a little bit, and then I missed it. I would just prefer the other mammoth pistol that's going to be on this list today, much higher actually. At number 6 is the kill switch revolvers, and this weapon placement is another prime example of if Chapter 6 Season 4 and the Simpsons season didn't exist, this would be probably the second best pistol we got in Chapter 6. This pistol is so good. You literally had pro players that were taking it and using it as an assault rifle, because obviously once you went into that really cool slow motion mode, you got infinite first shot accuracy. In terms of some of the more fun weapons in Fortnite history, I mean, this is right up there inside my top 5. Not only fun, but it's just a practical, good weapon to use, right? When you combine it with the grappler, you go flying through the air and then you pause midair using the, you know, low gravity, you know, time slow down ability. You can save yourself from fall damage if you use it right. This is just an unbelievable pistol, or should I say pistol, since there's two of them. I just cannot believe it's at number 6 on this list. It's beaten out at number 5 by Mr. Blasty from our current Simpsons season. I guess this would be a good time to mention that, yeah, technically the Simpsons season isn't over, so we could get another brand new pistol. At this point, though, I think that's highly unlikely, but if we do get one, I will update this list in the comment section down below. But for now, Mr. Blasty is one of the brand new weapons this season, and it is absolutely unbelievable. This pistol is so strong. To me, it feels like a must carry right now. In this loophole, if you see it on the ground, you've got to take it. This weapon, I think, really benefits from a meta right now that is 0 long range. Besides maybe the infantry rifle, you've got no snipers, you've got no scoped ARs. This pistol has literally 0 bloom. You can fire it super fast, and it does a ton of damage with very minimal damage fall off, if any at all. It is absolutely unbelievable to watch a good player with Mr. Blasties. They will just put people down. And let me just tell you something, Fortnite have really nailed their game with revolvers. They know how to do revolvers now. It's just beaten out by its exotic version though, Krusty's Mr. Blasty at number 4, right guys? So it shouldn't be a surprise the exotic here is 1 spot higher because of its ability. It will deploy a balloon every time you hit somebody, but the thing is, you don't really have to hit somebody, you just shoot it in their area. In fact, you can shoot a wall and somebody can be behind the wall and will still get hit. So it almost acts like a shockwave grenade that can kind of hit people in front of walls. Not only that, but it's really effective at countering cars. You get more damage than the regular Mr. Blasty pistol. I mean, it's insane. This pistol just does everything that the base version does, but with that added benefit that is so good. I think as you're seeing the season play out more, you're starting to see, okay, this exotic pistol is becoming the best weapon in the game. In the fact that it is at number 4, guys, I mean, it's insane, but we've got to get inside our top 3. At number 3 is the Wrecker Revolver from Chapter 6, Season 4, and it's going to be a common debate in the comment section of this video. I already know what's coming. What's better, Mr. Blasty or the Wrecker Revolver, right? At the end of the day, they are both revolvers, but 2 completely different weapons. I think the thing is, for me, Mr. Blasty takes a lot of skill to use, whereas the Wrecker Revolver absolutely doesn't. So I think more people are going to enjoy using the Wrecker Revolver because of its ease of use, but I think the players that are good with Mr. Blasty are going to be better than the players that are good, quote unquote, with the Wrecker Revolver. I hope that kind of makes sense. I'm dead serious. On launch, I don't think I've ever seen a base weapon be better than this, right? I'm not talking about its mythic. I'm not talking about its exotic, just the base weapon, let's say the blue Wrecker Revolver. I don't think I've ever seen a weapon be better than that. It was so good. They nerfed it both directly to damage and fire rate and range, but also indirectly by making it so that you couldn't double pump them anymore. You still could double pump it with a shotgun though. The Wrecker Revolver is certainly one of the strongest weapons this game has ever seen. No doubt about that. At number 2 is Baron's Double Down Pistol. And I just want to make something very clear again at the kind of end of this list that anything inside the top 5, I think you probably could put at number 1. And that is absolutely the case for this weapon. I really had a tough time on where to put this weapon. Do I put it ahead of the Wrecker Revolver, right? Because the one problem with the Mammoth pistol was that you only had 1 shot. So it was a high risk, high reward weapon. And the Mythic version is still that, but you get 2 shots, meaning that you can 2-shot somebody without having to reload with the Mammoth pistol. If you would have told me that in Chapter 4, Season 3, that when the base Mammoth pistol launched, that you could 2-shot two-shot somebody with it without having to reload, I would tell you you're absolutely crazy. This thing's broken as it is. Again, this is another high-skill weapon, right? The good players, guys like Zemi, go watch them use this pistol. They will put down anybody. This pistol is absolutely dominant, but of course, it's harder to use in something like the Wrecker revolver. So I think 2 and 3 especially are a placement on this list that you might be able to flip. But at number 1, I think it's one of the best weapons in Fortnite history, so let's just get to it. At number 1 today, guys, without a shadow of a doubt, it is the Eradicator Marksman Wrecker Revolver, the exotic version of the Wrecker from Chapter 6, Season 4. I don't really have anything else to say about this. On every list that it's on, it's at number 1. You are in Gatekeeper Shotgun territory. I'm dead serious. This weapon is so unbelievably good. On launch, probably the best exotic of all time, and still probably the best exotic of all time. There's just no argument against it, right? You can use it at close range. It has a faster hip fire rate and more headshot damage. You have more range as the regular Wrecker revolver does, and it's so easy to use, right? Like, there's just so many good things to say about this weapon. You guys have heard me say them all, so I'll shut up now. This is the best pistol that we got introduced in Chapter 6. Alrighty, folks, I hope you went on to enjoy that video. It's no secret that this is the chapter that will be remembered for its pistols. I mean, 13 new pistols in basically 5 full seasons, if you want to include the 2 mini seasons as one, is absolutely unreal. They cooked with pistols. Pistols are some of my favorite weapons in Fortnite history. I love how creative they got with them in Chapter 6. Not only are they some of the best pistols of all time, but just some of the best weapons. Let me know in the comment section down below what video you would like to see me make next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. As always, peace.